Well, hello everyone. Phil/Polygon here. Welcome to episode 33, talking more Dark Souls 2 PvP, specifically talking Dark Souls 2 : Scholar of the First Sin PvP, which I think is how I'm going to refer to it moving forward. I think I'm also just going to kind of gloss over the fact that I have done nothing on the channel for the last 6 months. And let's just get right into it. So, regarding Dark Souls 2 : Scholar of the First Sin, this is actually the first honest chance I am given this game. I picked it up right at launch, played it for about 2 hours, 3 hours, I don't know, and just said, nope, head is not right for this, I'm not into it, I'm not feeling it, and then I guess proceeded to enter into said 6-month hiatus. I was just going through a period of, I don't know why I find that so funny. Neither do I, Polly, shut the fuck up. So, I think I was just going through a really big period of burnout regarding Dark Souls 2 Vanilla. Not having a ton of fun, getting really frustrated with a lot of stuff in terms of, I don't like it when people play like this, I don't like it when people use this weapon, I don't like that. Just really, really negative, really in my head about a lot of things, just carrying a lot of baggage. I don't know if it was being away, maybe it was a little bit of perspective gained therefrom, but coming back to it, I've put a lot of that stuff down, kind of in a place of, screw it. Let's just play. And it's been a lot of fun. I wanted to talk about getting back into it, maybe some of that stuff. Here we go. Alright, so I will say it is nice to be back, and I wanted to extend just a quick thanks to anybody out there who exhibited a little bit of patience with the channel, that was kind of maybe checking up on things along the way, prodding me every now and again. Dude, where you at? Come back. Here I am at. Falling back into old habits as we take a look at the build. Kind of hodgepodgey, nothing's really upgraded, pretty low, 60, 199,000 soul memory. I don't really have any of the rings that I want. None of my stuff is in good status as far as upgrades. I just use my shards and chunks where I found them. But I will say, this is the gear that I want to use. I like this costume. I really like the way Targray's Manifers look with my fetching elite knight leggings and otherwise hobo style attire. And I really love my spear cat combo. I will talk about that very much likely. I will probably go off on that down the way. But first, because it's a questionable choice for me, and it kind of fits in with what I was talking about in terms of putting down some of that baggage. But first, just talking about getting back into PvP, I am not in a hurry at all to put together a 150 build and then go out and rejoin the meta, go out and hang out on the Iron Keep Bridge or jump back into the arena or do any of that kind of thing. I feel like I've kind of been there, done that. That's pretty much what I was doing exclusively in Dark Souls 2 Vanilla before I came to Dark Souls 2 : Scholar of the First Sin. So I'm not really interested in that right now. I was going to try and do some other things just to throw a wrench in it. I really wanted to try and see where some other PvP might be happening. So I'm just kind of bringing the character up little by little. I do have my agape ring, so I'm managing it a little bit. And just starting off with some bell keeping. Because whenever I've been away from PvP, whenever I'm feeling a little bit rusty, whenever I'm feeling a little bit out of it, I love doing bell keeping. And I actually love the hell out of this Covenant too. I know bellkeepers kind of have a reputation for being scummy and gankery and cowardly and gankerly, ganktastic, and they are, fair enough. A lot of us are, but a lot of us aren't too. So I kicked it off doing some bellkeeping by, just joining up, putting my ring on, and then hiding like a little bitch in one of the adjacent areas just waiting to get summoned in, but wasn't getting a lot of action. So I thought, okay, let me try and do some hosting. I came in here, you'll notice I switched to Brotherhood of Blood. I did come in here as a bellkeeper and freaked out for a second because I thought they made a change by what I was experiencing. I thought they made a change where bellkeepers could no longer invade bellkeepers. That is not the case. It was just that damn slow. And one of the things I always liked about bellkeeping is it was always pretty hopping. You could always come in here as a host or as an invader and get decently regular PvP. Now, I might be a little bit low at 199,000. I'm going to come back here periodically. I'm not ready to give up on it just to see where the sweet spot might be. But even coming in here as a host, I remember a time when it was just a non-stop barrage of bellkeepers coming to stop you from trespassing, which I don't know, lore confusion. What are they actually protecting? What the hell are the bell keepers so angry about, and why are they trying to stop you from ringing the bell? What ramifications does ringing the bell actually have? I don't know. Unanswered questions. Help me out, Vati. And I totally derailed myself. So bell keeping, not very hopping. I captured this really long 20-minute clip and kind of cut it down, sped up the parts where I'm just goofballing around when nothing's happening, just to illustrate the point that there wasn't a lot in here, and it breaks my heart. It absolutely breaks my heart because I love this covenant. I love the rewards from participating in this covenant. It is by far and away the most enjoyable and most efficient way to farm chunks, especially early on in the game. And when I say rewards, I should clarify that too. I'm talking about the chunks you get for vanquishing vanquishing trespassers as a bellkeeper or killing bellkeepers as a host. I'm not talking about the covenant rewards, like the sweet bellkeeper belly band. What else do you get? Hidden weapon, some shit like that. The slab is pretty cool, but no, I'm talking about chunks. The ability to farm chunks early on is phenomenal. I always found a lot of variety in here as well, more so than the arena, where you get, in terms of players coming in, you got a little really new guys coming through here, so you get to face some noob tactics, some spam, and backstab fishing and stuff like that. Make sure your game is up to snuff with that. You face a lot of veteran guys who might be in here just doing farming of their own, or just have a taste for low-level PvP, whatever it is. You absolutely do also get the guys that are knocking on the door of griefing. They've got their agape ring in full effect, running ahead as far as they can, burning their ascetics to get the Ring of Blades +2, jumping into the DLCs. They got their Flynn combo, they got their poof ring, they got their maxed out chaos blades, and those guys are just, I mean, phenomenal fucking tools. You get ribbons for that. I think you get a pretty nifty little ribbon for running that far ahead and trying that hard to make a low-level build. So good on you guys. But they're fun to fight too. And it's good practice for when you go into the arena later too, because you're going to run into all those things. New guys, uber tryhards. It's just, I don't know. It's great. Except it wasn't. There was nothing happening. And it really makes me sad because I'm really enamored with the fact when I was just... Oh my god. Sorry, I'm having way too much fun with that. Go back and rewind that and look at all those ghosts. It's like fucking Pac-Man up in here. I don't know what happened. All the bloodstains activated at once. That was a wonderful little treat. But yeah, there wasn't a lot happening, and I'm just really thinking, why did we never do more with the belfries? Why did we never do fight clubs in here, in that little bottom area, you know, where you get the blue tear stone ring? Especially in Scholar with the, Dark Souls 2 : Scholar of the First Sin, with the 6-person summon system. Imagine how fun and chaotic that would be if you're having a fight club, you're doing your summons, you're getting regular invasions, you got bell keepers coming to get you down in that bottom area, which in my opinion is a far and away better place to fight than the Iron Keep Bridge. And I think that's all I got for bell keeping for now. Like I said, I'm going to go back in there. I'm just showing you updates on my build because I said I was bringing her up. So we're at 299 now, level 70, and I utilized some of the chunks that I had earned. But yeah, I'm thinking I might go back in there a couple times as I level up this build and just check it out, just to see where stuff is happening. And I don't know. The belfries to me never seemed like they hit that critical mass of forest-like qualities that we had in Dark Souls 1. It's very similar to the forest, and yet it seemed to be a little bit underutilized. Anyways, here we are in the arena. After I had just said I wasn't that interested in rushing out and going back into the arena. Well, I'm in here at that level 70, 299 soul memory. Not to be in the arena, but because I want to go do some invasions. The rub with that is at this point in the game, those orbs are so precious and so rare and so few and far between, tough to come by, that you gotta come into the arena and earn them. So the road to invasions runs straight through Tryhard City. Actually that's not true at all. I was sweating coming into the arena at first. But this is also where I started to really have kind of a mental shift. I started to put down all that baggage that I was carrying around from Dark Souls 1 vanilla, and really just kind of come out here and play and have a good time again. Didn't quite start in the arena, so let me tell you a story about me and my buddy, Steady Hand McDuff. Now, our tale begins when... Why are you talking like this? So, this all started when I was just going through the Bastille, right? I kicked that barrel down the steps, blew up the wall, in there, hammering away, swinging at the air like a champ, is old Steady Hand McDuff. I gave him his ember. He was very happy about it. And then I'm going through his inventory, and my cursor stops and is blinking, 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 blinking over that sweet, sweet, glorious Nippon steel. He sells the Uchi Katana. And I am sitting there thinking, like, you know what? I rocked a winged spear. And I would say, I knew coming into this, I was going to use the winged spear. I have loved the winged spear since Demon Souls. I loved it in Dark Souls. I loved it in Dark Souls 2. And now I love it in Dark Souls 2: Scholar of the First Sin. So I knew I was going to use the winged spear. And I have no idea why I say it as winged spear with 2 syllables as opposed to winged, something that has wings. So I knew I was going to use that. Yes, I do. Here we go. Tangent. I say winged because I feel it sounds a little bit more ye old English, like OLDE English. And I feel like that fits in a little bit better with the dark fantasy of Dark Souls 2. In the same way that when you say SWORD, I was worried about using the katana because I didn't want to be this guy. No offense, buddy. So when you say SWORD in dark fantasy games, you have to pronounce the W. You have to say sword. You got to go a little bit Sean Connery on it. So I'm out here with my winged spear and my Japanese sword, just trying to earn some orbs. And I agonized for a long time, about just the simple fact of buying and using that Uchi Katana. And so I'm sitting there in the Bastille, in the little merchant screen with my buddy, Steady Hand McDuff, as he continues to hammer away, which is the most irritating sound ever. And I'm just agonizing. I'm sitting there going round and round and round, trying to come up with bullshit rationalizations, just ridiculous justifications of why it might be okay for me to use this katana. Because it's going to be in my offhand, and it's not like I'm just going to two-hand it as my main and be a katana pro. I'm not going to poise up. I'm not going to buff it. I'm not just looking for counters. I'm not going to try 2 and 3 shot people. I'm not going to be one of those people, whatever the hell those people are. And the point is, I was conflicted and buried under so much crap, so much external baggage in terms of, well, what are people going to think if I'm using the katana? What does this say about me as a player? I almost talked myself out of coming back to the game. I was so conflicted and so worried about it. I'll go ahead and exhibit the self-loathing here. I was such a little bitch about it that I almost didn't come back to the game. I almost said, oh my God, this is exactly the same agony that was going on before. I don't like people that use katanas and yada, 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 yada. And eventually, thank God, something broke inside of me. Something snapped. I got so tired and so fatigued and so exhausted from all of the community taboo weapon stigmas and stuff like that, where I thought, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to use my spear katana combo, and that's going to be that. Because it's fun. Because it's what I want to use for this build. Social mores be damned. And if everybody, and it's one of those things too, like, again, this is so obvious and so baseline and so silly, and I'm feeling ridiculously self-conscious even talking about this. Hopefully there's some takeaway in terms of freeing yourself from the shackles of baggage. I don't know why I said it like that, but hopefully there's some takeaway and not everybody's out there just laughing at me. I don't think so, because in terms of comments and stuff that I've read on Reddit and just conversations I've had, and like, there's a lot of fatigue about, rules and the right way, the path of the Jedi in Dark Souls. The Jedi are not real, one, and they certainly don't exist in Lordran, Drang Lake, or Boletaria. Maybe they do in Yharnam. I haven't been to Yharnam, but doesn't look like it. Anyways, I guess I'm saying is that I recaptured a little bit of fun just in using this old nostalgic combo of mine that I enjoyed so much in Demon Souls. I don't care if people are going to discredit wins and say, like, well, you're only winning because you're using a katana in your offhand. Okay, thanks. How does that loading screen look, buddy? If people are going to say, like, oh my God, he's using a katana, that thing is too good, it's OP as a weapon, it's a noob weapon. Spoiler alert, my build is currently using a spear and a katana. I am going full on noob. And I'm cool with that. For right now, at least, because I'm getting back into the game. I'm having fun again. That is something that has been absent for a very long time, and I've had conversations with a lot of people who are feeling the same way. When it's kind of like towards the end of Dark Souls 2 Vanilla, even at the beginning of Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin, nobody was having any fun. You felt like you had to go out there and do PvP. You had to go out there and make videos because that's just what you had been doing, and that sucks. That's exactly where I burned out. And I guess I should qualify too, where I am absolutely not saying that the key to enjoying PvP in Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin is go out and pick up a katana. I think people kind of got there on their own, and I think a lot of people out there with katanas are probably not having a good time. But whatever it is that you find fun, if it's a taboo weapon, you know, be it a katana, be it an ice rapier, be it a pole arm in Demon Souls, people are giving you guff about it, fuck all that noise. If it's fun for you and you're okay with it, that's all, and you're having fun, that's all anybody can ask for from a game. How fucked up is it if you're out here playing these games and not having any fun? I'll answer that. The answer is incredibly. It is incredibly fucked up. Oh. And I totally understand how that is that's a little bit of a slippery slope. Right? That's kind of a precarious position, more alliteration, to take because that potentially leads to the path of griefing. That potentially leads to the path of becoming a tryhard, becoming a katana pro, arena pro, whatever it is. And that's cool. I'm saying that I'm kind of at a point, personally at least, where I just don't care. I don't envision myself out there wearing jester havels with an ice rapier looking to wreck all fools. Watch out, world, here I come. But I could be. Content incoming. I'm kidding. Probably. But what if you are able to get some kind of joy, some kind of enjoyment out of a game, doing something within the game, good God, play the hell out of that. That's all anybody can ask for. That's all any of us started playing this stuff for in the first place. And that's kind of where I'm at right now, just trying to be a little bit more easy breezy with things. So there might be some different stuff coming. I don't see myself griefing because I just don't find that fun. I don't see myself tryharding because for me it is still all about improving. But I'm not going to get hung up on using some specific weapon or some specific tactic or something like that unless it's just, you know, unless, again, personal codes creeping back in, it's not fun. Whew. So on that, I'm going to shut up because I'm feeling so self-conscious and so embarrassed and so ridiculous right now. I may go back and just edit out this entire segment and put something else in its place, talking about play styles or something. No, I'm going to throw it out there just to commit to it, just for posterity, because it is where my headspace is at currently, but I'm having fun again. I'm inspired to go out and do some PvP again. I'm inspired to go out and make videos again, and again, that's all any of us can ask for. What? Wow. All right. Well, please let me know your feedback. Please let me know if I'm alone out here on this ledge. I don't think so, but I don't know, maybe. I will say in closing too, I just had a funny thought. So I don't know exactly what transpired in that fateful little exchange between my buddy McDuff and I, but my friends, I believe he sold me more than a katana that day. See you next time. Dumbass.